This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for January 12th, 2024. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Five Finger Death Punch have announced the new digital deluxe edition of Afterlife, their critically acclaimed 9th studio album. Set for release February 9th via Better Noise Music, the deluxe version is set to include the original 12 songs recorded with the band's longtime collaborator, producer Kevin Churko. In addition, there'll be 4 bonus tracks, 3 acoustic versions of the album's songs The End, Judgment Day, and Thanks for Asking, plus a new song, This Is the Way, featuring the late rapper DMX. The official music video for the song featuring DMX will premiere on February 9th to coincide with the release of the project. Even though Tom Cruise has recently inked a non-exclusive pact with Warner Brothers, he'll continue to be busy with Paramount for some time. Reports are that Top Gun 3 is in development at Paramount, with Top Gun Maverick co-writer Aaron Kruger currently writing a draft. The project would reunite Tom Cruise with Maverick's Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, as well as producers Jerry Bruckheimer and David Ellison. Tom Cruise is also currently shooting Mission Impossible 8 for Paramount, and at Universal, the actor's outer space movie with NASA. Tool's Danny Carey has shared that the band may be releasing an EP instead of an album. They released their 5th and most recent studio record, Fear Inoculum, back in 2019, coming out 13 years after its predecessor, 10,000 Days, in 2006. In a new interview with Revolver, both Justin Chancellor and Danny Carey provided an update as to what the band are up to, saying they're gathering ideas and hoping to hit the studio once they finish their tour. Saying, quote, "It'll be different this time. Everyone's life is different and everyone's expectations are different. Time is precious now, so you try to look for ways to be more efficient with the process. We've had a lot of discussion about that and how we can bring a new record to fruition in a slightly different way." A memoir that Lisa Marie Presley had been working on at the time of her death will be published this fall. The book, currently untitled, was completed with the help of actor Riley Keough, the eldest of Presley's 4 children. Few people had the opportunity to know who my mom really was, other than being Elvis's daughter. I was lucky to have had that opportunity, and working on preparing her autobiography for publication has been a privilege, albeit a bittersweet one. I'm so excited to share my mom now at her most vulnerable and most honest, and in doing so, I hope the readers come to love my mom as much as I did. Her book is scheduled for release on October 15th. Jelly Roll spoke to Congress yesterday, pleading with U.S. lawmakers to take action to stop the fentanyl crisis. Jelly Roll, whose real name is Jason D. Ford, said he believes he's the perfect person to speak on the issue because of his past history being a drug dealer. He opened up on the statistics of overdose deaths, stating that during the time of his testimony, someone in the United States would die of an overdose. He added that it is an almost 72% chance that the overdose would be fentanyl related, saying 190 people die a day overdosing in the United States, comparing the stat to how many passengers can board a 737 airplane. Saying, quote, "I hurt people. I was the uneducated man in the kitchen playing chemist with drugs that I knew absolutely nothing about. Just like these drug dealers are doing now when they're mixing every drug on the market with fentanyl and they're killing the people we love. My desire is only to get older and only to do better and be better." You can watch his entire testimony in front of the Senate online. The Black Crowes have announced their hugely anticipated new album, Happiness Bastards, set for worldwide release on CD and LP on March 15th. Produced by Grammy Award-winning producer Jay Joyce, the project is the group's 10th studio album and the first original music in 15 years. Chris Robinson said, "Happiness Bastards is our love letter to rock and roll. Rich and I are always writing and creating music. That has never stopped for us, and it always is where we find harmony together. This record represents that." And not to be outdone, the Black Keys are getting a little help from some famous friends on their upcoming 12th studio album, Ohio Players, set for release on April 5th. The album's lead singer, Beautiful People Stay High, was co-written with Beck and Dan the Automator, while Noel Gallagher and Greg Kurstin contributed to several other tracks on the album. And the first international teaser for the upcoming Amy Winehouse biopic, Back to Black, has been released. Director Sam Taylor Johnson's film stars Marissa Abella, portraying Amy Winehouse and her ascent from a teenager playing in small clubs to a beleaguered, award-winning sensation. The second annual Reporting for Duty benefit concert is set to feature a diverse roster of musicians that includes Post Malone, Eddie Vedder, Jelly Roll, and the Warren Treaty. Also, Jake Wesley Rogers and Dan Spencer. The concert, set to take place at the world's longest bar, the 250-person capacity Humble Baron, at the Nearest Green Whiskey Distillery in Shelbyville, Tennessee, coming up on February 17th. The event will raise money for EB Research Partnership, which Eddie Vedder and his wife Jill Vedder co-founded to fund research to treat the cure for epidermolysis bullosa, a painful skin disease. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all the stories, check the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 188, featuring Dave D. Bellevue from Oxymorons, is available now.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.